In this video, we're going to focus on measuring the text height in the canvas. And this is a slightly more tricky one. So far we were able to calculate the text width, but how do we do the text height? Well, let's start to create a text first. So I'm going to say here ctx dot font, and then in here we're going to say this will be a string and this will be italic. I'm going to say here this will be bolder, 20 pixels, or make it even 50 pixels. And then finally we say here the Arial as font family. Next, what I want to do here is ctx.fill style for the color for the font, and this will be the red color. So I say here color red. And then what I want to say is ctx.fill text to draw the text. And then what I want to do, this is in parentheses, I'm going to say here very simple a text. So this will be long text. And comma, and I'm going to say here 50 pixels by 50 pixels in x and y coordinates. If I save this now, refresh, you can see here we have now a long text, and maybe for the left we'll put in 0 pixels, so we just start at the very beginning. So you might say, alright, so how many pixels are we truly having? You might say it's 50 because our font size is 50. But the trick is, or the truth is, this is not the case. Because if you really look at this, if we would do something else, if I would make another item and put it just here down and say this is 100, we'll save that, go down here, we still have some space between. And we might be able to go up a little bit more. We can say here, let's make this 90 and see if we hit already our text. You can see here, we might hit this part if this would be another text, but basically the L, if you look at it, we still have space. So we could go down maybe to 85, save that, refresh, and then probably hitting it. So let's start to explore how we can get the real height of the text. So to get that, what I need to do here is the following. We're going to get back to the ctx.measure text. And this measure text, I'm going to grab here now the long text, and then paste it in there. And then what I will do here is a console log with the information. Save that, refresh, open up developer tab, and then you can see here again the text metrics. Now what we have here is some very interesting items. First of all, we have here the actual bounding box ascent. We have the actual bounding box descent. This is very important to remember. Next we have here the font bounding box ascent and the font bounding box descent. In essence, if you would wonder what they mean, basically they would mean they will calculate how much the text would be ascending, which would be from this side here, but also you have here this part here, which is basically from our baseline. So let me just remove this item here, save that, which is basically here the baseline, and this part here is what we call the descent. And it will calculate, if you calculate these two areas, which is the top and the bottom, calculate together, you will get the official text item. But you have two items here. You have the font, this is the bounding box ascent, and we have here as well the actual bounding box ascent. So let's calculate those two together, and then you will see what is the width of them. Because what we will notice is the actual is the true font size, but the font bounding, this box ascent, is basically including this padding. And you will come to a conclusion that it's not 50 pixels in true height, even though we say that here, because it calculates a padding between top and bottom. So I'm going to say here console log, or let's say here, let's measure the text. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to say here constant text equals this. Alright, so we have this as a shorthand, and now I can say here console log this plus, and I'm going to grab here the actual bounding box ascent plus text dot actual bounding box descent, meaning going down. Alright, so we have that one, and then the next one, what I want to do here is to copy this, but then we're going to get the font related item, which is the font bounding ascent and the font bounding descent. So let's grab this too and save this and refresh. Alright, so now we get the numbers here. And you can see here, this is very interesting. The true font size is only 46 pixels dot 31 plus plus. So that's the actual actual font size. But we have this here. What does this mean? This is basically the pixels at top and bottom being calculated to make sure, or at least that there's an additional how many pixels. To be honest, there's 5 pixels on top and 5 pixels down to give it some extra space. So if I would do here a screenshot, you will be able to see the amount of pixels. I'm not sure if you're able to see the values. If you look at very in the corner, you'll see here, this is approximately 39, alright, but we're expecting 46 to be exact. So I need to go here, all the way here. So I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to start here. Let's see. There we are. If we go from here, we are now on 50, so I guess I have to do this again. 50, and then we can hit the T here as well. If we do this, we come about approximately 47 pixels. So that would mean the height is 47, which is quite accurate because it's 46.3 to be exact. So this here would mean that when we have this selected area, we have some space up and down. And this is the official length. And if we change this here, this 50 pixels into 100, and we save that and we make this 100. Save, refresh. You can see here now we have this, and we have now 120 of space. But the full height would be 92. So if I copy this, and I'm just going to make here now, we're going to convert the fill text to 92. There we are. I'm not sure if it's really clear. I think it's hardly any. It moves a little bit, but it's not really that noticeable. But that's all right. So we have the fill text of 92. We have the precision of it. However, of course, I realize why. So the reason why, of course, is we have here with the baseline. We're still working with the baseline. So that's why this is all working. And this will later on be very important because we want to cover it in a box. But we need to have the exact coordinates for this. However, the most important one is this here. We have the actual and we have the font bounding. And I want the font bounding. This will be the font height we will be using. This actual is fine. This is the actual font height. Well, the lower one here is font height plus some padding. But this will be the most important value for next video. We're going to start to work and put this in a box.